So to challenge foundational, basic thought processes can be extremely uncomfortable for people, but it can also be extremely liberating. Once you realize the presuppositional nature of every belief system, you can come to understand just how much of a consolation it is to know there's an empty tomb in Jerusalem. Because see, an atheist can go, okay, let's say there's an empty tomb in Jerusalem. So what? Strange things happen in this world. Once you embrace that kind of secular thought, there's no way of making sense out of everything that exists around us. It just, there's not. You become the final arbiter of all these things, which is why you have transgenderism. You're the final arbiter of all things, but your genetics doesn't matter. I'm the final arbiter of all things. You're not sufficient to be the final arbiter of all things. You can't know all things. You can't know how they relate to other things. If you don't have a relationship with the one who is in the center and is sufficient to be the center of all things, that is the creator of all things, you will never have true knowledge. You can have knowledge, but it'll always be fragmented. That's why we live in a day where the educational system produces experts in a tiny little narrow field, but they know almost nothing about how their field then relates to this field there and that field there and that field there. That got lost a long time ago, even amongst Christians. Shouldn't be that way, but it is that way. And so a lot of our people feel the same way. And that's why a lot of our people are uncomfortable with the broad truth claims of Christianity. So when Colossians says that Jesus Christ is one in whom are hidden all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge, a lot of our people are almost embarrassed by how broad a claim that is. That's a lot. Yeah, it is. That's right. Big time. And you wonder sometimes when you preach a sermon and you touch upon some of this stuff, and there's almost a pushback. It's because so many of our people are trying to deal with Scripture when foundationally they don't have the Scripture's view of God and knowledge, what we call epistemology and everything else. They're crippled. They have a secular epistemology, not a Christian one, because they came through the door of the church. They had already imbibed it. They've been taught that from the time they were knee-high to a grasshopper. And very few are the churches who have classes on ridding yourself of the secular worldview, or, do entire sermons on Christian epistemology. How do Christians know what they know? How does an unbeliever know what they know? Most Christians think it's the same way. We're the center. We take in this stuff. It's up to us to arrange everything. No, we know God. God's the one who arranges everything. The secularist puts himself in the center and makes God an object of knowledge. So I get to pick and choose what kind of God I want. I can't tell you how many times I have witnessed to people over the years, and I'll say something about the Christian God, and they'll go, I would never worship a God like that. To which I go, I know.